about horror. Let's talk about a horror movie. And I was able to dig up a story, an interview from a few years ago. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back. A couple of days ago, I saw the movie TUMBBAD. Okay, TUMBBAD is a horror thriller film genre that came out in 2018. It is a slow burn of a movie. It is a the cinematography is wonderful to watch. The characters are fantastic. The storytelling is very odd. It's a very kind of just strange world. TUMBBAD is a small village in western India where there's a castle. And in that castle, there's an ancient god. And that god's got gold. Literally, he's got gold coming out of his butt. Let me say that again. This god or devil has got gold coming out of his butt. And the lineage of the castle, the people that have lived there, every generation, they got to go down there and go get gold pieces. But it kind of costs a little bit. You know, they get injured, or this happens or that happens. So this is about greed on a just generational level, because each generation, the old generation is trying to stop the curse, but the new, like when they have a new kid or they have whatever, they want the gold. They want to learn how to get down there. I would say on a meditative kind of storytelling, something more recent, like Edgar's movies, Robert Edgar's movies, Northman, Midsummer, The Witch, like that. Okay, so it's a masterpiece, TUMBBAD. We're going to get to this article it's an interview that was done in 2018. And here's the story. It bombed when it came out in India. It bombed. However, it is since considered now a cult classic. People are loving this online. It is on Amazon Prime, and even recent American articles are putting it in its top 10 of best written horror films. It's getting a lot of love from Western audiences, and I can see why. It's pacing, for lack of better words, it's almost a Western storytelling. But that's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. So that is TUMBBAD, but let's get to this article. And I think it's interesting because when those movies are like that, I got a feeling Northman's going to be like that. They're going to be talking about the Northman for years to come, but it did bomb. It did not do well at the box office. So here we go. From 2018, dark Indian fantasy TUMBBAD exclusive. They did an interview with the director, and it's directed by two people. The film was made as a multinational effort. And they asked, why did TUMBBAD take 6 years to make? It started off as a very small atmospheric piece, which we had completely shot, or so we thought, in 2012. It is only after editing we realized the film was not able to achieve what we set out to do. There was a popular opinion around me to can it and to move on, but I decided against it solely because in my gut I felt that there is still a possibility to turn it into something special. I went on to get it rewritten, reshot, and reimagined in every way to make this a film that all of us could be proud of. And when you do something like that, excuse my last page. When you do something like that, this is which is against conventional wisdom. It often takes a lot of time and a lot of money. So you can say that it is actually turning it from a small piece into an ambitious, epic film, which took 6 years. That is insane. That is insane. No one ever does that. And what I talk about ever, meaning they reshot the entire film. In 2012, they shot TUMBBAD. Then they reshot. It took them 6 years. Wow. And it's an old interview I got from 2018. He's the director. They are the director of TUMBBAD, which is this incredible horror film. And I'm gonna pull up some images because there are monster pieces. There are some monsters in it. I want you guys to check that out. Let's get back to this. What were your obstacles? A lot of constant difference of opinion, a lot of creative talent walking in and out of the film at different points for various reasons. Finding enough money for all the reshoots, there have been numerous obstacles. For instance, all the VFX scenes were shot twice, yet we were not happy with the results. So in addition to money, we needed to fix them digitally from scratch. Oh my God. To stick out the ambition of making a film of this scale, one has to invest in good music and all other technical necessities without sparing any expense. And then, of course, there was always this constant pressure and doubt from everyone around that the film may never get finished. Even to get partners on board was very difficult because no one wanted to understand the film just by reading the script or just by looking at a rough cut with no final music. VFX, sound, and grading, especially because there is no specific precedence for a film like this. It is new in so many ways. That is why I had to take the risk of just creating the finished product first by putting in all my investment and hoping people would like it. That is an amazing, and I completely agree here, guys. TUMBBAD is an original. TUMBBAD is gonna, if you're into horror, if you're into that genre, which I am, it's gonna stay with you for a long time. That's fantastic. I love hearing these stories. How do you pitch a horror fantasy in India where that is a film genre seldom seen? This is a huge shift in box office. There is a huge shift in box office numbers of a lot of fantasy and horror films from the West in India. Although, of course, when I started making TUMBBAD, there was no precedent or hope for the market like this. But I just felt it from the gut that this film is the one that will make a difference. I think, fortunately, because of a lot of exposure of the world content in India, people have started enjoying and looking out for content that is not the usual. It is a fantasy mystery with elements of horror, and I sincerely hope that the audience will enjoy watching it, sitting on the edge of their seats, exactly the way my team made this film, sitting on the edge of theirs. I gotta tell you, reading this, it's kind of sad and yet triumphant because he was wrong about the box office, but he was right in that this film changed a lot of shit because now it is a huge cult favorite. But you know, this is like before it came out in the theaters, but this was like when the hype was mad and it didn't live up obviously to the hype. But that's, you know, that's where it happens, man. You know, sometimes that's just this business. This business is crazy like that. Okay, where did the VFX come from? Sean Whelan and his amazing team at Gothenburg-based Filmgate Films, who are also co-producers on the film, did a fabulous job of providing us over an hour's worth of special effects, matte paintings, and painstaking 3D character work. He also brought the spirit we needed to make this film. Why make your own shift from acting into producing? So this guy was an actor as well. Shah. He says, I'm from a very small town in India. I've spent most of my life there, where I created a flourishing business and built my own world. Because of my business background, it was easier for me to transition into becoming a producer, because fundamental needs to be the producer are same as starting any ambitious business. You need to be a little crazy, persistent, as well as very clear vision and why and what you want. Now, that's pretty good. That's actually very good advice. Thank you to all who have donated or are gonna donate. Hit the super thanks and enjoy the video. That is the interview with one of the directors of TUMBBAD. And there it is, look. There it is right there. What's happened is that the son is trying to get gold out of the god's butt, the devil's butt. And the way that he's tricking him is they feed him these little dolls. It's like a doll of like food. It's like a food. Oh man, it's so good. Oh, this is a good photo. Yeah, that's a good one. Here, let me make myself smaller. Yeah, there it is, man. It's a very unique piece, and this is the Hastar, the creature. And yes, this creature lives in the womb of his mom. It's like old mythology, you know. It's all there. And he's got gold, but the gold is in him, and you got to trick him into eating, and then he can grab some gold out of his booty. It's a good looking film. Like you know, they've compared it a little bit to Pan's Labyrinth. Just as far as cinematography, absolutely. I think this one is gonna stay with me for a while. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm liking all the macho stuff, the KGFs, and you know, Vikram, and you know, and God knows I love Triple R. But this movie is so different. This movie is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. It is available on Amazon Prime. Oh, another thing with this, it's not that long. I don't think it's longer than 2 hours, which is like, you know, I'm highly recommending it to you guys. So yeah, it came out, again, it came out in 2018. It came out with a lot of hype, and it absolutely bombed. However, it has since become a cult classic, and that is TUMBBAD.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's like, yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Power, let's go.